You guys are more than just a corporate stance, right? You're more like what drew me to Lindsay when I met her, or our dear friend Catherine Gray. I was like, I love what you stand for. I love what you guys want to do in regards to projects and societal impact and everything. And that, to me, that's very important, especially being a father.
Yeah.
You know, and so entertainment, I think, is the key. I mean, look, the whole world, we're connected by universal language. Music, obviously books and all the other, but music and movies, right? I mean, how many times, my father's from Afghanistan, and like growing up, he was like, oh, I watched Clint Eastwood movies and John Rambo and, you know, Tom Cruise. Like, you know, it's like, it's crazy that my father's hilarious. You need him on this podcast. But like movies translate, you know, and I even have an Afghan relative that learned English by watching the movie Commando, because it was the one movie, and they were in Pakistan, and they had one VHS, and it was Commando, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm shocked that his English didn't come out like, get down, stick around, like all the one-liners that we love from Arnie. But movies really touch people, right? They can inspire. I mean, how many times have we all been in a place in our lives where you might be down? I could be down, having the worst day. You put on Back to the Future, I'm like smiling like a child, popping. It just puts me in a better mood. You put on Rocky during these hard times, I'm like, let's go. You put on Braveheart, I'm like, freedom.
That's what
let's
Lindsay,
go.
not Lindsay, that's what Katie just said.
Yeah.
Braveheart was her film.
It's one of my favorite films of all time.
That's yours too.
And I geeked out when I worked with Mel Gibson. I produced a film and acted in with Mel, which comes out this December, called Hunting Season.
Awesome.
And I geeked out when he was talking about, we sat on set every day for like a month.
Yeah.
Over a month, and even on the weekends. And he told me about Braveheart, the making of it, how he did those fight scenes, everything. And externally, I'm keeping very calm and cool. And like, wow, but gosh, guys, inside, I was like, Uncle Mel's talking to me about Braveheart. Like, you know, and my director and producing partner, Roger Collins, was on the side just looking at me going, like texting me. And so later I saw the text in my pocket, and he's like, dude, you're just a little schoolgirl sitting there laughing, listening. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, the master's speaking, the filmmaker.
Shameless, yeah.
Hello.
So good.
But like back to that it's just, you know, films, again, touch us, inspire us, right? In so many ways, make us feel just like music, just like a good book. So this will lead back to what I was saying, and I have ADHD, so we're going to make a lot of circles today.
We all do.
Undiagnosed, but I probably do.
Well, we've diagnosed it.
Thank you guys for having something very, very positive and powerful, right? And one thing I do appreciate, not to get too political and talk about politics, because that we all know where that goes in regards to everyone's opinion. I love that you just look for great stories that can have really good impact. Like, who cares about where it comes from, this, that, and the other? It's just about the story you're telling. And kind of what you were saying now, back to the logo, about being center and having a safe space. My wife and I, the way we are is we're very middle people in regards to, like, I have friends who, conservatives, far right voters. I have friends who are far left voters. And what's very sad to me is, like, they can't even talk anymore. And they're at each other's weddings, the whole thing. And then they're mad at me sometimes because I'm like, listen, like, at the end of the day, like, you're born alone, you're going to die alone. Like, look, there's more to life than this. Yes, we can agree to disagree. And there's a lot of issues, 100%, that need to be fixed, right? But, like, you still got to be able to find a way to live in harmony.
That's
and
right.
live. There's just,
Amen.
like, no, we have to, you got to fight. I'm like, but now you're being hypocritical when initially you're a person who preaches peace.
Yes.
So you need to find, and sometimes you just can't get through to another human being.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's not your duty. That's their journey. That's their life. That's their decision with God or whatever they believe in, right? So, like, you can, like, open a path of conversation. If they can't receive it or have a cordial conversation with you, then that's okay. And I've had many debates and conversations with people about a lot of different issues around the world. And they're like, I can't believe you believe this. And I said, well, look, this is how I feel, and this is why. I can see your perspective, and I try hard to see it. And I say, I just don't agree with it. But we can still go have a beer together or a coffee if you want. And they get shocked. They're like, you still want to sit with me? I'm like, yeah. And I'll strongly disagree sometimes on things, but I don't alienate them.